Welcome to Quays News. On the programme today.
Protesters took to the streets to protest against the war in Iran and Gaza.
Eloise will be here to give us an update on the meningitis outbreak in the south of England.
A new safe space is giving young artists new opportunities to show their talents.
The Lowry Head of Management talks about the importance of art in the Northwest.
I think we're rooted in the Northwest. I think we're very proud of our roots. Obviously, Lowry defines us as a Northwest institution. I think what we see ourselves as doing is being rooted in the Northwest, but giving our audiences a window on the world.
And no brakes, no gears, no fear. Speedway is back.
And could the world's biggest golf competition be heading to the Northwest? I'll have that and the rest of the day's sport.
Good afternoon. A rise in cases of meningitis has caused concern within residents of Canterbury in the south of England.
Following an outbreak at the University of Kent, the University of Salford have issued a statement to their students and staff. What have they said, Eloise?
Yeah, so the main takeaway from the statement we got today is don't panic. The uni have acknowledged that an outbreak in any university community is going to be concerning, but these incidents are so rare and that's what they're really stressing. They've also said let's educate ourselves on the signs and the symptoms of meningitis, because a lot of the symptoms of meningitis are going to overlap with your common cold symptoms and your hangover symptoms. So it's headaches, nausea, drowsiness, but the things that we can look out for meningitis specifically is a stiff neck and a rash that doesn't pale when we run a glass over it. We know that disease spreads through close or prolonged contact, so kissing, coughing, sharing drinks and vapes. The outbreak in Kent started in a student nightclub, so if we can avoid any of those things, that's going to be positive. I think to finish, it's just really important to stress that the uni have said there's no risk to Salford students at this time, but early treatment saves lives. So if you present with any of the symptoms on the screen, just go and get checked out. The uni have said to call 999 or go to your nearest accident and emergency.
Well, thank you for that, Eloise.
Anti-war protesters have gathered outside shops in St Anne's Square to support the people of Iran and Gaza. This is followed by the killing of schoolgirls by Israel-US strikes in Iran.
With people frustrated and deeming the attack as unlawful and unjust, Mariam Zina went to find out more.
An anti-war protest took place in St Anne's Square, bringing people together to call for peace and to support the people of Iran and civilians in Gaza. Stalls were set up for people to buy shirts, badges and bracelets to raise money to support affected people in Iran and Gaza. I spoke to one of the stall holders to tell me more.
We're here because we are protesting against HSBC's investing in Elbit Systems. Elbit Systems is an Israeli arms company, and they're making the drones and some of the equipment that is killing people in Gaza, and therefore they are complicit in the genocide in Gaza. And that's why we're all here.
Voices from across the community came out calling for peace, justice and an end to violence affecting innocent lives. People came in dressing up according to the colours of a Palestinian flag, and many others had a different unique style of flags and banners held up with a clear message. Organisers of the protest also gave out leaflets and a newspaper they wrote themselves to spread their message even more. This gathering showed the power of people coming together, refusing to stay silent. And to get a better sense of why people were protesting and what message they are trying to convey, I spoke to protesters.
I'm joining this protest today because we're here to stand against HSBC's complicity in Elbit System, and these protests are a really, really important way to show the power that people actually hold, and how they can leverage their power to make their government and make these companies like HSBC take that step to divest from arms companies that are like creating all the destruction for our people in Gaza and Palestine.
He openly, blatantly works for a foreign government that is illegal. He is a traitor to this country and a traitor to international law and a traitor to humanity. And he should be in The Hague. And he should be in The Hague. He should be arrested.
And as the protest came to an end, one message remained clear, and the call for peace continued.
A new African community group had their first gathering in Salford this week. The event, which was filled with stories, snacks, and was attended by people of all ages.
Our reporter, Amelia Snell, went to find out what this meant for the local community.
An African community group is creating a new place for people to express themselves and learn about their culture. Together Space is run by people who want to celebrate who they are and build a community here in Salford.
I believe it is to help us build leadership, communication, and also build community at large.
They are the first of their kind and plan to do more events like this. They are partnered with the charity The Beautiful Mind, who help embrace ageing and the elderly community.
I believe that people are seen not only for their skills, but what also they can offer and bring to the table. It's surely going to benefit them. Just like you've seen today, it's all about the connection, even amongst the African community, bringing ourselves together and making sure that we are able to do things in ways that we can't even imagine. And that can only be done if we come together as a community and, build a space.
The event was filled with people telling stories of their heritage and sharing different parts of their lives from both Africa and the UK. The event aims to teach the younger generation about life in Africa and to embrace, encourage and give support to the older generation. They are working to create a safe and welcoming space for the African community around Salford and Greater Manchester, a place where people can learn about their culture, make friends and have fun.
Young artists across Salford are being given the opportunity to have their work featured as part of a major new development in the city.
The Artist of the Future competition linked to the theme Manchester has brought together local schools offering pupils a platform to showcase their creativity on a much larger scale.
Our reporter Neela Rasmusi has been finding out more.
Across Salford, young people are being given the chance to see their creativity come to life as part of the Artist of the Future competition linked to the Therma Manchester development.
This project is bringing together young people from across Salford to take part in a unique competition.
The Artists of the Future competition invited pupils to create designs that could be featured in the Therma Manchester development. Workshops led by Gores Hill Studios brought together schools from across Salford.
For Therma to give us the opportunity to be able to offer this to our local communities, it's really important, but also for young people to still be able to express themselves.
And many say the impact goes beyond the classroom, with opportunities like this allowing pupils to express strengths that aren't always recognised academically.
I think for us, it's to boost children who may be struggling in other areas of the work, but also to make them realise that gifts range. You don't just have to be great academically. You could be creative, you could be artistic. And sadly, there's not enough time in school to focus on that.
Teachers say projects like this can build confidence and give students a sense of pride in their work. For many, it's a chance to be part of something bigger within their community, giving young people a platform to express themselves in ways that go beyond the classroom. And for some, it's an opportunity they may not have otherwise had. With creativity at its core, the project is helping to shape both the space and the people behind it.
As the project moves forward, organisers hope initiatives like this will continue to give young people a voice in shaping the future of their city. Neela Ramsmage, Quays News.
Well, right across the pond from us, the Lowry Theatre, which last year celebrated their 25th anniversary. Our reporter, Catherine Monk, talked to Steve Cowton, the head of operations, to understand a bit more about how we get the plays we love so much. And what can you tell us, Catherine?
Well, Steve Cowton is basically the guy who's in charge of everything, from the front of the house to the behind the scenes on a day-to-day basis. With 4 galleries and 9 acts per day, I wanted to learn more about how he gets it done. And I started asking him by how he got and started in theatre.
Well, it was a very happy combination of circumstances, because there was a film came out called Educating Rita, and just as the film came out, we did the stage version. And we toured it around village halls in Northumberland, and everywhere we went we were completely sold out. I've since then realised that not every show always sells out, and not every show is a comedy, but it was just that great combination of events at that time. Everyone loved it and it worked out really well. It's been downhill ever since in some ways.
I mean, yeah, unfortunately I feel like theatre is kind of being forgotten out right now. But do you think people are still trying to get that evolved as well as independent and small theatre companies?
I would dispute that theatre's in decline. It's one of the great statistics I always resort to. Across the year in this country, more people go to the theatre than go to watch football matches.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I'm kind of glad.
I think one interesting thing about theatre is it's not the show itself. People actually like being part of an audience.
How do you manage to balance out the budget and also booking? Because 9 acts in like one day in like different theatres. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of performances.
Well, not every show we do is about making money. So we have two different types of shows. We have the big shows or the commercial shows that we put on, which hopefully make a big profit, and that helps us pay the bills and pay the electric bills and pays all that. But it also makes it possible for us to subsidise some of the other shows we do. And as part of that, we also support young artists. So we have a thing called the Arts Development Programme, and they give grants to artists who are just starting out. And they could be dancers or theatre makers or circus performers, and we give them support, we give them mentorship, we give them some money as well, and they make new shows. I think we've done a lot to shape people's lives. There's a lot of people start work here who otherwise wouldn't have started work in theatre. And even people, our technicians, not all performers, but a lot of people in the office, backstage people, who wouldn't otherwise have had the chance to work in theatre.
I feel like there is a very important relationship between the Northwest and the Lowry, and it seems like you put a lot of effort in making sure that that relationship continues. Where exactly that comes from? You're from the South, you're from London. I grew up in London too.
I can't blame you for that.
Yeah, I mean, so true.
I think we're rooted in the Northwest. I think we're very proud of our roots. Obviously, Lowry defines us as a Northwest institution. I think what we see ourselves as doing is being rooted in the Northwest. But
with such a variety of genres, I found out that Steve Cowton's favourite one is the circus. What about you guys? Do you have any favourite genres?
I personally love musicals.
Oh, I'm seeing Legally Blonde in November. I can't wait.
Well, thank you so much, Catherine. Now Speedway has made its 2026 return as the season got underway at the Bellevue Stadium.
The home of the Aces, they celebrated the crown of the British calendar with some of the best taking part. Freddie Beckett tells us more.
The Peter Craven Memorial Trophy 2026. Celebrating the life and career of the multiple world champion and Bellevue Ace legend, the stadium opened its doors for the first time this season, welcoming some of the best riders from around the globe. But it was current ace rider and homegrown hero Dan Bewley who took the crown.
Yeah, first meeting of the year and no better way to start it. It's been a pretty fun night and it's a pretty historic meeting for the club and just among riders. It's a legend and remembering him, so yeah, it's a cool trophy and cool to get another one.
Now a two-time holder, Bewley told me how he found the night in front of a sold-out crowd.
To be honest, I just felt pretty good. I didn't really know what to pick. I wasn't too fussed, so I just went gate one and yeah, good battle with Chris. I always love racing him. He's one of the reasons I got into Speedway, so it's always pretty cool for me.
Chris Holder, his hero from Australia, is a world champion and dominated his heats, taking the maximum haul of 15 points. But after having first pick for the final, he came up short after a race-long battle with Bewley, finishing in second place.
If you asked me at the start of the night, I probably would have went, yeah, second's cool, but I was on a roll, man. I won a few heats, so would have been good to, hey bro, it would have been good to finish off the night with the win, but you know, Dan and Brady especially are really good around here, so yeah, to just be in competition with them, really, mate. To be on the pace, that's the main thing. It's it's a long season, and it's always good to get off to a good start. So I'm happy with that.
With a long season ahead, Holder returns to the home of the Aces with his team, the Sheffield Tigers, on March the 30th. And how does he think it'll go?
Oh, hopefully good. Hopefully like tonight. Feel pretty good. So. We've got a good team at Sheffield. We're back here in a couple of weeks, so it'll be good to get off to a good start, and it's always a good match with the Bellevue boys, so always a bit of fire in it, so if hopefully get off to a good start and go from there.
It's been an amazing night under the lights here, with the world's best taking to the Shale. The champagne was flying as Bewley celebrated his victory, and with that, I'll leave you with this. Freddie Beckett, Bellevue.
Great to see Speedway back in Manchester. Well, there's plenty more sport to catch up on. Gabby, what have you got for us?
Well, Manchester City's Champions League dreams are over for another year. A 2-1 home defeat on Tuesday evening against Real Madrid saw them exit 5-1 on aggregate, while Pep Guardiola insists that the future remains bright despite reports suggesting that City is exploring potential successors for Guardiola, with former captain Vincent Kompany emerging as a top candidate for the position. City must regroup fast though, with the team set to play against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup final this Sunday. Across town, the Carrick effect is in full swing. Manchester United now sit third in the Premier League standings after a 3-1 victory over Arsenal, just 3 points clear of the Gunners. The Red Devils head to Bournemouth on Friday with their eyes set on securing their position in Champions League football. In other news off the pitch, Manchester United are preparing to submit new stadium plans for a £2 billion, 100,000 seat Wembley of the North in the next 12 to 18 months. It's a historic weekend for Manchester basketball. Both the women and men's teams have reached the Super League Cup finals, which is a massive achievement for the Fresh Sporting franchise. The finals are set to be hosted at the AO Arena for the first time ever on Sunday the 22nd of March. And in netball, Manchester Thunder fans will be delighted to see that Nat Metcalfe is making her return to the court for the first time since 2024 after giving birth to her daughter. Earlier this week, Greater Manchester Mayor Andy Burnham unveiled that Bolton will place a bid to host the 2035 Ryder Cup, which would mark the first time the tournament has been hosted in England in more than 30 years, with the last tournament held at the Belfry in Warwickshire in 2002. This comes as part of an ambitious funding package to support the bid. What's the catch? A world-class purpose-built golf course at the historic Halton Park estate. But it's not just about golf. The bid includes a £70 million investment for a new link road between the M61 and the M6. Local hero Tommy Fleetwood is backing the move, calling the prospect something special. But the message is clear. Manchester are deadly serious about bringing the world's best to Bolton.
Thank you for that, Gabby. With the UK having what looks like an early summer, I think we all want to spend as much time outside as we can.
Absolutely. One place in Salford is thriving in these summer conditions, and Macy Dennison went to find out more about their local school.
Tucked away in the middle of Kersal Dale in Salford lies Kids Adventures, a not-for-profit organisation centred around highlighting the importance of getting outside and learning with natural resources.
My name's Hannah Pellett. I am the centre manager for the Outdoor Learning Centre. We have got a preschool, which is for 3 to 5 year olds, an outdoor nursery, open 5 days a week.
From learning about plants and nature to feeling the benefits of being active and outdoors, the kids who attend get to experience a school environment like no other.
Kids Adventures started over 10 years ago. I started at this site 10 years ago, set the forest school up. We mainly work with people in the Salford area and in that local area as well. We do volunteer days, we do forest school sessions as well, and we do training as well, so helping people that live in the Salford area will get access to funding that can facilitate courses which they can go on to use for new job roles.
However, there is another side to Kids Adventures in the form of an allotment and a garden attached to the preschool. Under the name of Garden Needs, they target a slightly different demographic.
We've got an alternative provision, part of the allotment side of it, where we have primary school and secondary schools come to the provision to engage in nature and to take part in growing around the allotment and just building up relationships with our outdoor facilitators and having fun. So we have in the past worked with adults in the Salford area, and it was mainly with adults who were out of work for various different reasons, maybe mental health, social anxiety.
Well, it certainly looks sunny in these clips.
Well, it's so sunny today.
Absolutely. But unfortunately, that is all we have for today's show.
Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Molly Gunn.
And I'm Sophie Cohens.
Bye.